Elon Musk just made a new prediction. Current trajectory has them, Rivian, bankrupt in 6 quarters. Maybe that trajectory will change, but so far it hasn't. And Rivian stock? It's down 25% in a single day. Lucid stock is down over 17%. What is going on? Let's find out. Needless to say, this is bullish for Tesla. First of all, Rivian's product. Is it bad? Is it good? Elon thinks their product design is not bad, but the actual hard part of making a car company work is achieving volume production with positive cash flow. Rivian's Q4 earnings report disappointed, production forecast stagnated, and it announced layoffs. Rivian said it only expects to produce 57,000 vehicles in 2024, below expectations of 80,000. 57,000 is roughly in line with 2023 total deliveries. Seems like no one is following Ross Gerber's lead to buy more Rivians. Rivian's total revenue slightly decreased quarter over quarter, and keep in mind that Q4 is usually the strongest quarter. Gross profit / loss increased by 27%. They are losing more money. SG&A increased despite declining revenue. Total operating expenses up 1%. Rivian did raise a little bit of money, so their total cash position actually increased by a little bit. But it's definitely rough for Rivian right now. Down 91% now since the IPO. It's really close to being under $10 billion in market cap. Remember when Chicken Genius was talking about Rivian basically being better than Tesla on September 15th? So September 15th, yep, the stock since then down 50%. Now Tesla is down too since then, but 28%, not 50%. And looking at Tesla, for me, it's a buying opportunity. Looking at Rivian, it's a Tesla stock buying opportunity. When a woman asks me, oh, is that woman pretty? I tell her, you're pretty. I'm telling you guys, loyalty has been greatly rewarded here. Stay away from these stars that dance on poles. So yeah, stay away from Polestar. Do you think Rivian is going to survive? Well, if Amazon keeps giving them money, and if Rivian somehow is able to raise a lot more money, maybe they can survive. Very selfishly, as a Tesla stock investor, I hope they don't. But as someone who loves EVs and as someone who likes to go outside and breathe clean, fresh air, I hope they survive. And now, why is Lucid down so much too? Well, they missed revenue expectations by quite a bit, and Lucid says they expect to produce only 9,000 vehicles in 2024. Elon says their Saudi sugar daddy is the only thing keeping them alive. And now, actually, Rivian's average selling price in Q4 was higher than Lucid's average selling price of $90,000 in the same quarter. This Lucid Air now starts at $69,000. I was expecting a funny comment from Elon, but there's nothing yet. Rosaldo predicts that Lucid is going private and or bankrupt in 2024. If this doesn't happen, I'll eat chocolate ice cream. I too don't like chocolate ice cream. I like chocolate, but not chocolate ice cream. And analysts were expecting full year 2024 deliveries of 22,500 vehicles, but Lucid guided for just 9,000. Their market cap at this point is just the option value of a Saudi take private scenario. And Lucid's market cap right now is at $7 billion. And Lucid lost about $377,000 for every vehicle that they delivered in Q4. No wonder why they don't want to deliver more vehicles. Lucid's losses in 2023 more than doubled compared to their 2022 losses. Lucid reported almost $5 billion in total liquidity at the end of the fourth quarter, and for 2023 they had negative free cash flow of $3.4 billion. The end is not that far away. And when Lucid went public, it told investors it would sell 49,000 cars in 2023. In reality, they only sold 6,000. More Tesla killers will definitely be going out of business. Rivian, though, says that they expect to achieve a modest gross profit in the fourth quarter of 2024, but yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see. Given the circumstances right now, that does not seem exactly very likely. If you park your Tesla, let's say at the airport with Sentry mode turned on and you come back a few days later, your battery is going to be drained. However, Tesla's Sentry mode will use 40% less power soon via a software update, so this is a pretty big deal. Mercedes made some interesting comments. Mercedes just toned down expectations on EV demand and said it will update its combustion engine lineup well into next decade, becoming the latest car maker to flag a slower than expected appetite for electric cars. The company, which has been preparing for all electric sales by 2030, said it now expects electrified sales, including hybrids, to account for up to 50% only of the total sales by that date. This is actually great news for us Tesla stock investors because it means Tesla can take a little bit longer to release the next generation vehicle and it won't really matter all that much. At least these legacy automakers don't really seem to be trying as hard anymore. So Elon's decision to focus on FSD for some time before focusing on the next generation vehicle may not backfire as much as perhaps previously thought. Seems like the only competition that we really need to worry about is just from China, especially BYD. BYD is moving pretty fast, but there's plenty of room for multiple companies to exist. And BYD is not even really trying to work on full self-driving. Gary Black strongly pushes back against Elon Musk here. We expect Rivian to be gross margin positive by Q4, so their cash bleed will drop significantly exiting 2024. Number 2, Rivian has never had any trouble raising capital. Well, we'll see about that going forward. Number 3, Elon's chart is wrong. Rivian had $9.4 billion in cash and marketable securities at the end of Q4. And number 4, Amazon could buy Rivian out for rounding error. Even at a 50% premium, Rivian enterprise value would be under $10 billion versus Amazon's market cap of $1.8 trillion, so 0.6% only. And Amazon had $87 billion in cash and short-term investments as of the last day of 2023. Rivian is certainly in a better position than Lucid, but I don't envy Rivian. And I am not investing in Rivian. Omar has a fair point here. A simple $100 million ad campaign could restore them to a $150 billion valuation. He's talking about Rivian. Also, RJ, the CEO of Rivian, needs to stop tweeting about politics. I don't think he's tweeting right now, so if you tell him to stop, you know, in math, 2 negatives make a positive. Would that mean he would have to start tweeting about politics? Elon says they need to cut costs massively and the executive team needs to live in the factory or they will die. Someone's proposing for Tesla to consider acquiring Rivian. Ross Gerber would probably be happy about that.